on to navirajhomes.com.
Welcome to the Real Estate Show, where we dive deep into the trends shaping today's economy and housing markets. In this episode, we tackle the latest wave of layoffs hitting in the tech sector and beyond. As companies like Meta, Apple, and Qualcomm cut jobs, the economic landscape is shifting. And it's not just affecting the stock market, these layoffs have real implications for housing markets too, especially here in the Bay Area. Stay tuned as we explore what this means for home buyers, sellers, and investors navigating these uncertain times. Today, I have a guest, Albert Quinn, and we are going to discuss on the job layoffs happening in the Bay Area. And he has an interesting side of story to share why the meta layoffs was happening in around. Let's listen to him. Hello, Albert. Welcome to the show.
It's good to be back. Thank you for having me, Nagaraj.
Yeah. So if a lot of listeners might be hearing first time, Albert, like, can you just give some background about yourself and your expertise?
Yeah, the layoff news just keeps on coming. And this week we heard that Meta conducted layoffs, Intel's doing layoffs, as well as Boeing and Airbus. But, for the Silicon Valley companies that are doing layoffs, Meta was interesting because it came after Mark Zuckerberg's year of efficiency that he mentioned last year, where, he's continuing to cut around the fat, eliminate middle management. And some of the other stuff this week was interesting around those layoffs too, because you had employees who were getting cut because they had used the food credit that Meta gives them to buy toothpaste. And there was one engineer in particular who mentioned on Blind, which is the online site where all the tech workers go and commiserate anonymously, that he made 400 grand and he bought toothpaste and he lost his job. So
He
it's
toothpaste
really
and lost a
interesting.
job?
Lost his job. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. It's an interesting story. Listeners, you're listening to Real Estate Show, myself, Nagaraj Anaya, and I'm talking to Albert on talking about all this layoff stuff. And if you have any questions on the real estate and you would like to understand about how the layoffs impacting our real estate, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877 Bolly 92. And good thing is today I'm giving out a free tickets for all the listeners who is going to give us a call and ask us any question on the real estate. So our studio line numbers are 877 Bolly 92. I'm giving out a free tickets for tomorrow Diwali event, EIA festival happening in Pleasanton. So if you want to get a free tickets, you can give us a call, or if you have any questions on the real estate show, you can on the real estate, what's happening in the Bay Area, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877 Bolly 92. Myself, Realtor Nagaraj Anaya, and we are talking all about the layoffs and happening in around. So that was an interesting story, Albert. Like because of
Yeah.
food coupons, they laid off few people.
Yeah, $25 meal credits, being spent on toothpaste, home items. And I think it just underscores the fragility of the job market right now, where especially in the Bay Area where it's become so expensive and where companies know that maybe they can get their talent elsewhere, that if you make one small mistake, it can definitely cost you your job and it can have ripple effects, right? Because as you know, you're in the real estate field.
Yeah.
You know that it costs a lot to buy real estate these days in the Bay Area, and even more so, high mortgages that come with it. And if you lose your $400 to $500,000 a year job because you decided to buy a bottle of water instead of an actual meal, that's a really, really big impact to not only yourself but also the family that you support.
I think it's a great thing. Let me share you a couple of stories happened last 2 weeks. One of my client, they called me up and they told me, not one of my client, two clients called me up. One client was working in Great San Francisco area, and he was working, and 2 years back, like basically he got a good salary and everything, and he moved from East Coast to here. And all of a sudden he was in the middle of the meeting. They called him and said, you're no more required in the job.
Mm,
He was sent out, correct? And he calls me on the same day, Nagaraj, I need to sell my house here, right? The second one was like one of the client work in a good tech in San Jose, and he never expected. We know that Intels are laying off, but he never expected he would be one of the person who would be targeted, or like one of the person would be basically losing his job, and he
yeah.
also lost it. So what do you do in these scenarios, right? Like Alan. So there are two things. One is like always, that's why when I educate to my client when they're buying a house, what I would say is like always you two people are earning the income. Okay. You need to buy the house such that for the first 15 days of 1% income can pay the mortgage. Okay. And the second person's income, like, or the first second person's income can go for the savings.
Hmm.
And another for next 15 days of the first person or the husband's income can go for the all the house expenses. So you need to plan that strategically because if even one person loses a job, that is where all your reserves kicks in.
And you know what you really highlight there is the
Uh-huh,
whole notion of buying too much house,
uh-huh.
right? Where it's like if you put down too little and your mortgage is too high, or if you buy more rooms than you need, then you put yourself in a situation where if you get laid off, your expenses are going to be extremely high. And knowing right now that the average job search is no longer the 3 to 4 months or even 30 to 40 days that it used to be, and is much, much longer. If you're going to risk that job loss, number one, it's not to panic immediately, but
I think that's
obviously,
very important, I think, Albert. Like what I
yeah.
feel like a lot of
Hmm.
don't get panicked. You're a talented person.
Yeah. Yeah.
You came to this country, a lot of immigrants who are listening to this, don't start doubting on your credentials or don't one layoffs should not trigger wrong reasons in your mind. Okay, that is where the confidence needs to kick in yourself. Okay, you can do it yourself. Okay, and don't think that because of you bought a house it happened in it's just a part and parcel of the life. Come on, you can get up and search for a new job for yourself. It might be next 2 3 months are hard for you. You need to cut down your expenses. That's okay.
Yeah, and there's a lot of ways to make adjustments. If you have an extra room in your home, you can rent it out and maybe make some of that income back. If you want to convert and buy yourself an ADU to put in your backyard, many local ordinances allowed that too. And above all that, right, one of the things that every single financial going to tell you is that you need to have at least 6 months of savings.
I
Um,
think, see, good
you
thing
know?
about a lot of good tech companies, what they're working in, they got a good RSUs. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Last time, a couple of companies laid off them also. They had a good enough of 1 or 2 million reservations, the reserves that what I've noticed. Okay. It is not like they need to panic immediately. As you said, you highlighted very well. Like it might take few months because it's not going to happen immediately. It's the same thing around 2018 or something last time it was happening like this itself, right? Like, and but they were able to recover it and they were able to get the jobs. So, listeners, myself, Realtor Nagaraj and I, and I'm talking to Albert, and we're discussing all about the layoffs happening in the Bay Area and how is it going to impact the real estate? Why do we think so not? That's what we are trying to discuss about. And if you have any questions, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877 Bolly 92, and I'm giving out the free tickets to all the callers today for the tomorrow AAA festival, AAA conducting a Diwali festival in Pleasanton. So you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877 Bolly 92. And that's
I'd be curious to know, have you seen in correlation with these layoffs more homes being sold by maybe individuals who are now unemployed and either moving out of the Bay Area or even moving out of the country altogether?
I think that's one of the good questions. See, I think let me go based on the data. Okay.
Yeah.
So right now I have three closings. Three closing means three in the pending. Okay. One is in the Ardenwood area. The Ardenwood area is like was listed for close to 1.9, but it was listed already for a high good price, and we were able
Hmm.
to get it for 1.83. And any of the Ardenwood areas still coming into the market, it sells very quickly.
Hmm.
It sells very quickly. And one more closing is in Dublin, and it was listed for 1.7, and it is close to 1.92 million right now. It's which is
So homes are still selling way above asking.
selling way above 1.
And are they being funded by RSUs? Are they cash offers or are people taking
I think
30-year loans?
that
What does
is
it
one
look
of them.
like?
I think that is most of them right now. They want to do a 20 to 25% down,
Oh, okay. Okay.
25% down. Okay, and hold on to their stocks.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because stocks might, I think we had one caller, we just missed it. Yeah, so if you can give us a call back, our studio line numbers are 877 and Bolly 92. So Funding is from 20% to 25%. Some of them are okay to do even up to 25% down. Okay. And the rates are still right now. I think one of the good point is like a lot of folks thought like the rates went down, but rates went down for a very short span of a duration.
They're back up again, huh?
And they're back again. Good thing about my lender, it's a 5.625.
Yeah.
It's a 5.625. So so the rates are still affordable, not too high. Okay. So it's a good for the buyers out there if somebody wants to buy. If
Yeah.
That's a good thing. So listeners, if you have any questions on the real estate, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877 Wally 92, and say hi to my daughter also wanted to say hi to all you guys. Yeah, Albert. So the next thing is like all of these layoffs happening in our, what if somebody wants to choose for an alternative careers?
Yeah, so there's been some things that we've been doing. So as all of you may or may not know, I also manage a social media community on Facebook called Albert's Job Listings and Referrals. You can get there by typing in bit.ly/find your next job in your browser, or go to Albert's Job Listings and Referrals San Francisco Bay Area. And
So
so, since these layoffs started 2 years ago, one thing that
give more.
I've been starting to have in terms of conversations is really figuring out like what other careers people can go into.
Yeah.
One of the things that maybe some of your customers and some of your home buyers have experienced is persistent layoffs over the last
We
couple
have
of
one
years,
caller.
especially those who came into tech for the very first time.
Yeah.
So they come into a company, they get that job, they're there for 6 months, and then layoffs hit. Then they find another job and they're in their next place for 9 months, and then layoffs hit again. And
Mm.
it's super, super unstable. And so one of the things we've been doing over on Albert's List is we've been running webinars for a little while now that are titled "Is It Time to Quit Tech? Discover Other Careers Worth a Look."
Mhm.
And we've brought in teachers and lawyers and people who work in financial services, oil and gas, to really see whether it's worth leaving and going into a new industry. And
Okay.
on November 2nd in the Presidio, we're hosting a free event for all job seekers called the Career Transition Conference. Is it time to quit tech? We're featuring people who work in nonprofits and business consulting and teaching and librarian type work, as well as career coaches and executive coaches, and those who work in the trades as well, including plumbing and electricians, as well as landscapers, to really give that impression like, is it time to leave tech? And if you want to leave tech, what is it that's available to you out there? Because there are lucrative careers outside of tech that don't require you to look over your shoulder every 6 months because, Cisco or Meta or HP or eBay didn't hit their earnings. And so if you're interested in coming into a new career and you're wondering how to switch, we have that event coming up that you should absolutely sign up for. So it's
Okay.
called the Career Transition Conference. Is it time to quit tech? It's free. It's November 2nd, the Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mhm.
And we'd love to welcome anyone who's looking for something new to come and hopefully change their life or at least start the process of doing so.
Okay, this is for somebody who wants to look for alternative careers in a tech. Then
Hmm.
reach out to Albert, and we'll give out the way to reach out to him. So, listeners, as Albert was mentioning, I have a couple of announcements to make. I have an open house in a 1407 19 Nightshade Road, Milpitas, unit number 30. It's a two-bed, two-bath. And if somebody wants to look for under 1 million, this is the property. It's a newly built 2019 build. It's a great for a first-time home buyers if somebody doesn't want to go more than $1 million. Albert, it might be interesting for you. So it is like somebody, so somebody doesn't want to go more than $1 million. It's like it's just listed for a 959. I have an open house tomorrow and Sunday.
That's amazing. Yeah.
If somebody wants to come and join me, do
Bring
come.
your RSUs, right?
Um, yeah, yeah. Bring your RSUs like. So
Yeah.
if you have any
Calling all NVIDIA stockholders.
so listeners, if you have any questions about this property, which is I have an open house tomorrow at 1407 Nightshade Road, unit number 30 in Milpitas, 2 bed, 2 bath. And one more announcement, as Albert was mentioning, like having a real estate connect event happening in around in December 7th. December 7th. It's a real estate connect event from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. All the big speakers, including a mortgage, attorneys will be there. We can talk about all your immigration concerns. I was just talking to Albert, and Albert also will be there on that day. And there will be a CPO, like basically there will be a tax dude, a CPA dude will be there. They're talking about the tax strategies. If somebody wants to buy an investment property, how they can leverage about the taxes stuff, correct? Because Albert, a lot of people are selling their stocks, right? Like if they're selling the stocks, what are the alternatives ways to do it strategically invest it? Correct.
Yeah.
They have to understand about that. So there will be a basically tax dude, like CPA dude, one of the speaker will be there, and we talk about a lot of the mortgage options for the first time home buyers. Don't miss out for this event. To register for this event, the best thing is go to nagrajhomes.com and you use the registration link there for the real estate connect, and use a Bolly, BOLLY coupon code to get a free ticket. It's only a limited seats for a free ticket. Use a Bolly coupon code to register for that event. So it's on December 7th at Sunnyvale, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Real Estate Connect. So Albert, as you mentioned, alternative careers, correct? Like for a lot of
Mhm.
folks, if somebody wants to do an alternative careers.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things is just that as the tech market continues to struggle, you're seeing other industries still do really well. If you go back and look at the jobs reports over the last 9 months submitted by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, you'll notice that healthcare, government work, even retail work to some degree continue to do really, really well. And then I would say, in addition to that, something that's not seen on the jobs report that continues to do well, and this is great if you may be younger or if you're still really fit and older, is trades work, right? So construction continues to happen. We have millions and millions of plumbers and electricians and carpenters in this country, in the United States, who are about to retire. And, I don't, you're a real estate agent, so one thing you also know is that pipes need fixing and air conditioners need fixing. And it's incredibly hard to find somebody on Yelp. And when you do find somebody, they charge you hundreds of dollars for a job that maybe sometimes you could go on YouTube and solve for maybe $10.
Yep.
But if you are good at that job, you can make a lot of money and you can do it without a college degree. And so for those of us those of you who are listening, if you're handy around the house, if plumbing has always interested you, you can definitely make a lot of money in the Bay Area
I think that's
servicing people on those
but
kinds
I
of
think
things.
what we need to pitch in, right? It is not about
Hmm.
making a money. I think I would
Yeah.
put it in learn the skill set. Okay.
Yes.
If they learn the skill set, it pays automatically for you. Whatever the job,
And more so to that, you own your own hours, you own your own business, you decide when to work, and there's nobody looking over your shoulder trying to lay you off.
yeah, that is great. I think I would put it in a right way. I think to
Yeah.
listeners, whenever you do the job, anytime, any job it might be, how well you do it, how well qualified you are there.
Hmm.
That matters very important when you're doing a job.
Very much so, especially when it comes to somebody working on your air conditioner or your plumbing, because if they do the wrong job, that's going to cost you even more money. And, people like to pass on the names of people who do really great work because when you get referrals and that builds your business, that can make it very lucrative for you. But
Yeah,
that's downstream of the quality of work that you do that you've mentioned.
yeah, yeah. Listeners, myself, Realtor Nagarajanaya, and I'm talking to Albert, and we're discussing about what are the alternative career paths, like how do you select it? And if you're one of the layoffs right now, you're one of them impacted by the layoffs, how do you need to start thinking and get up, right? Like, I think don't never doubt on your credentials. That's what this show is all about. That's what I wanted to talk about. That's why I brought
Yeah.
Albert. Like, I think if you're working on a tech, try to see how you can improve yourselves. You know, for example, if you know that you are the one of them going to be impacted, you know early itself, because there will be a signs for yourself, right? Like basically what might be, instead of somebody laid off for some reasons, instead of finding out, try to understand what is you are good at it.
And I mean, the other thing is when you think about a layoff as well, it is unfortunate. It is a very emotional moment in one's life. But the other half of it is that it presents a chance for you to reinvent yourself. And if you are somebody who is talented, if you're a software developer, if you're a mobile developer, if you're a product manager, if you're a marketing manager, all of which I know listen to this show, there's a chance to take your skills and maybe even build your own business. But even more so, use it to help spring you into your next opportunity. There's, like you come to America because America is the land of opportunity.
That's
And
well
that
said.
is where that moment really begins to shine.
Yeah, land of opportunities. So I'm bringing in two events. So one is the Real Estate Connect, which is happening on the December 7th. If a lot of if you want to know what is a real estate brings of opportunities for you, that event is for you. It's happening on a December 7th on now in Sunnyvale at Shubham Halls. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So what you need to do is go to nagrajhomes.com, click on the registering the event, and use a Bolly BOLLY coupon code to register for the event. And one more thing, I have an open house tomorrow at 1407 Nightshade Road, unit number 30. It's a two-bed, two-bath, under $1 million. If somebody wants to looking for starter condo home, newer home, and if you're like looking for investment properties, you sold a stocks and you want to leverage in the investment properties, this might be one of them. And you're in a first-time home buyer, this might be a great house fit for you. So if you have any questions, you can still give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877 Bolly 92. And Albert, so one thing, I think maybe you can give out your if somebody wants to register to your event, how they can register to that event.
Yeah, so look up Albert's job listings and referrals on Eventbrite and go to Career Transition Conference. Is it time to quit tech? Our event is happening November 2nd, 2024 in the Presidio in San Francisco from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we're going to be featuring 3 panels talking about how to switch your career, featuring individuals who are career coaches that will talk about how to strategize that switch, featuring people who work in different careers, including social work, government work. What else do we have? We have somebody who owns their own beauty business, a career coach, and then we have our third panel, which focuses on the trades. So if you're somebody who's looked over at your plumber and thought that you could do that too, or somebody who's looked into the landscaping world and wants to own your own hours and do really, really great work, that's our last panel, which is going from 2:30 to 4 p.m. that day. And
Okay.
there'll be plenty of questions, plenty of opportunities for networking, and plenty of time, plenty of opportunity to really go into the holiday season thinking about your future and what you want to make of your 2025.
Yeah.
Everything you do in 2025 starts now. So I encourage you
Great.
to start thinking about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So listeners, like as Albert was mentioning, plan for the future. There will be even some of the things which might be not be controlled from yourself, but plan for the future. And if you're looking for anything on the real estate, correct. So you can reach out to me, go to the nagrajhomes.com, click on a WhatsApp icon, and that's an easy way to connect with me. Anything, any small, for example, you are one of them got impacted recently and would like to understand, should I hold on to my house or like should I sell it? And if you have that questions also, you can reach out to me. I give you a free consultation and give my honest feedback so that you can decide on it, should you hold on to it or sell it also. And for example, you want to buy an investment property, how do you plan for it? How do you do the tax leverages? Like for example, if you want me to connect with a good tax CPAs, like so that you can plan for how you can do for the your investment properties, do reach out to me also. And don't miss out for the real estate connect event happening on a December 7th in Sunnyvale. Go to nagrajhomes.com and click on a registration and use a Bolly coupon code. And do come and meet me at tomorrow open house happening in 1407 Nightshade Road, unit number 30 in Millipitas. It's a two-bed, two-bath, great starter home. So if somebody wants to reach out to Albert, Albert, give out your contact or like your how they can reach out to you.
Yeah, look me up on LinkedIn under Albert, ALBERTQIAN.
Mhm.
Go on Eventbrite, look for Albert's job listings and referrals, And look for the event that I had mentioned earlier, the Career Transition Conference. Is it time to quit tech? Saturday, November 2nd, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah, that's Albert's choice, but there is some people who wants to stay on even the tech also. I think Albert does a great postings on the tech stuffs also. You
Yeah,
can
we also have the Facebook group, Albert's Job Listings and Referrals, where we have job postings, networking, and opportunities and discussions every single day if you're still trying to navigate the Silicon Valley job market.
Thank you so much, listeners, for listening today. Have a great evening. And to contact me, go to nagrajhomes.com and click on a WhatsApp icon. Thank you and have a great evening. Bye.